For the next segment of ecosystem vocab, I'm changing habitat. Piney woods of deep East Texas. First thing I want to do is be quiet. Hopefully you can hear on camera the number of birds and squirrels, rabbits, things that are around me. You can hear the birds everywhere. There's animals everywhere. The foliage is very thick, and it's way up there too. A lot of these trees, those are 120 plus. So I mean, there are some huge pine trees out here, and there's lots and lots of layers, just like there is in a rainforest. This is a temperate forest. So temperate forest is one of our biomes, and this is it. You're looking at it. This is the understory, the lowest structural layer of a temperate forest. And we've already talked about structure, and we've already talked about the limiting factor and sort of missing abiotic factor people don't talk about much, which is solar radiation. And you can see behind me here just how much the vegetation changes from right here, where you can see it start to open up into the sunlight back there, and what a complete difference that makes in the diversity, the thickness of the vegetation, the structure itself. I brought you to this very diverse place to talk about diversity and some of the things that go into that. So first things first, we need to talk about is that animals need a multitude of food sources, and it doesn't matter if we're talking about producers, primary consumers, secondary consumers, whatever. Then the organisms are going to need multiple food sources, and the more food sources they have, the less likely they are to die out when something catastrophic happens. Let's say if an organism, like, you may lose 2 or 3 insect species, but the woodpecker with 5 sources has got 3 more left and can survive. So diversity is critical. That is the exact reason why we don't use the term food chains very much anymore. Food chains imply a 1-to-1-to-1 sort of relationship, right? Where this food source goes with this consumer, and then that goes to this consumer only. Now that's all that's shown in a food chain graphic. Food webs are actually far more accurate, and kind of where we have gone in academia. We've gone more toward using food webs, because the food chain, really the food chain concept is best for highlighting inside a food web a particular line of consumption or energy transfer that could be at risk, or maybe there's a source of pollution there or something like that. A food web is multiple food chains that show multitudes of relationships. So even organisms can be predators to some and nest parasites to others, and prey for others at the same time. So there's multiple types of trophic or feeding relationships, right? There's multiple types of symbiotic relationships all happening at the same time. And so food webs almost must be used in order to actually explain what's going on in the ecosystem. Let's talk